Hello and welcome to episode 102 of the Fools on a Hill podcast. How are we, brothers?
Raring to go.
Just chill,
Yes,
Easy
I'm
going.
Cal. This is Yanni and Liam, as always. I am unbelievably tired. Feel a little bit ill, but we're committed to the cause, aren't we?
I mean, when you're not ill.
I'm actually not ill that much anymore.
I wonder what's changed.
Probably not
finally-
going out 5 times a week at uni.
Way!
Bad lad.
Uh,
Anyone got anything they want to say?
Yeah, apologies for the shit camera quality from my end. My phone just didn't want to work.
Yeah.
iPhone 12.
Well, whoever does Apple.
Tim Apple.
Tim Apple, yeah.
Tim Apple. Have I got anything to say? I've got a lot of shit to say. But
Oh, get it out.
are you guys worth it? No. What I wanted to say to you guys was, one thing I wish I could redo in my life, which I mean, it's just never going to happen. I could do it any day. I wanted to really, but it feels
A-levels.
illegal. No, what the fuck? I want to do that.
You have to do them in the first place to read it.
It feels illegal to do it, despite the fact that you learn about it legally. Is I want to do an emergency stop. I
Oh,
want to
yeah.
be told stop, and I.
Oh, you want to be
fucking
told to do
slam
it?
on. Yeah, I want to just have to slam
Well,
on.
next time round, we'll.
No, because it
we'll
feels
excuse
illegal.
ourselves.
I don't want to break
isn't
the
illegal.
rules.
Do it in a car park.
Yeah, 'cause that'll look dead cool.
It's not going to look cool anyway, is it? You know, man.
Well, it depends how you do it. If you do it like
Just before you hit something.
if there's like a bunch of no.
Kids. We're going to have to
Just like
wrangle up some
kids.
kids again.
Well, I just
Not after
you
last
know,
time,
I
Liam.
think if you loads of kids around and you just slammed on and did a little skid, it looks sick, and they'd be like, "Yeah, whoa, what's going on?"
It wouldn't.
I think it looked
I
cool.
don't know what
I
perspective
reckon
Liam,
you're
you'd
seeing
get,
this
you'd
from.
get a thumbs up. I reckon. you'd
Liam,
get a
don't be
thumbs
leaving skid marks around kids again.
up. Oopsies. But that's all I want to say anyway. So
Wow.
That's all you wanted to say.
that's all. I want to
That's
say.
it for the
I
whole
didn't
pod
actually
now.
have anything to say.
Did you
But
make
I've
that
got a
up
lot
on
to
the
say.
spot?
No, no, I actually thought about it earlier and thought I'll bring it up
Well,
because I love
We're very
emergency
glad that
stops
you
so
did.
much. What can I say? What can I say?
did
Anyone
you have
else?
to do one on the actual test or not?
I think I
I don't know
did.
which test. I'm asking you about here because you had to do it
I
multiple
did.
times, didn't you?
Fucking multiple. I did it twice. I think I may have done it on both, possibly. I don't remember doing many maneuvers on the second one. I mean, the reason I failed the first one was not because of my driving ability. It's because of some other cunt's driving ability. Let me tell you that.
You're a
He
prick
he
and
shouldn't
you
have had
just
his fucking
got
license.
license.
No, it's because I hesitated. It was fucking stupid. It
Um.
was so stupid. I think I don't want to be one of those people, but you know, people tend
are.
to say they can't let so many people through a day or whatever. It just didn't seem like it was so stupid. I got
Yeah.
like 7 minors and a serious that was. Let's not get into it. Get angry about it.
He's raging. Have we watched anything this week, boys?
No,
Well-
my eyes have been closed all week.
Liam
What
told
was
us
that?
kindly. That was just funny. You make me laugh,
Come
Liam.
on, guys.
Liam told me about his Odeon My Limitless Pass.
Oh yeah.
I have joined the light. Karis and I have also signed up. Bromborough is our closest.
Nice.
Fucking
Bromborough.
lovely cinema.
Was that on
it's
the big
looks-
retail block?
It is, yeah.
I like that retail.
Driven past it a few times, but never been to the retail park. It's bloody amazing.
Right by my sister's
So-
house.
Sorry.
It's right by my sister's house. You should pop in and say hello. Don't
As
be
in
rude,
Gia?
Callum. No, my old sister.
I was going to say, Christ, that we're not that age yet, are we?
Oh no. I mean,
Um,
she
We are at the age, but
she is 19,
Yes.
so I
Oh,
lived, I
fair
moved out by then.
Oh, come on then, Gia, you slacker. So yeah, it was good. We went to see Elemental.
Oh yeah, I went to that too.
Yeah,
yeah.
you did with your eyes closed. It's good, wasn't it?
It was good. Yeah, it was good. I did.
Just before you do,
Go on.
why is there hesitancy? Why is there hesitancy in this voice? I understand why your driving instructor failed you, because in the group chat, I think you used the word great.
Yeah, I did. I enjoyed my time watching it, and afterwards, when I reflected on the story a little bit and kind of picked it apart, which maybe I shouldn't have. But I felt like there was some issues in the general story, some kind of plot points that didn't go
It's not
anywhere.
believable, no? The elements for the...
Yeah, not quite believable. I feel like the wind
That's not
guys
pleased.
wouldn't be able to stay in the city. They'd be up in the sky. Like, what are they doing on the floor? It doesn't make sense. But I did enjoy it. I enjoyed like the tone. I enjoyed the look. The story was simple enough and it was nice. But afterwards, I thought of some points that maybe stop it from being a great film. Not great,
Yeah, well,
but
you said that, not me.
great. Sorry, let me put like a capital G. Great. I thought it was great, but not a great. Get it?
Yeah.
You get me?
No. Yeah, no, I thought it was good. There was some funny moments. Don't know if I'd rush to watch it again in the future, but I thought it was solid enough.
I feel like there's
Yep.
a lot more films you haven't seen that you should probably watch first.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt about that.
100%. What have we been?
Uh,
What
well,
have we been talking about?
Maybe we should start a Fool's Film Club and I should have homework every week. That I just won't do. So let's not do that.
I'm not putting effort into that now.
That would be cool
Um,
though if we just talked about some old films, or whatever.
Maybe once a month, like a classic. It's a classic.
Mm.
We'll talk about this in the group chat. I'm not doing it now. Yanni, what have you been watching this week?
Well, I don't know whether I said I'd began watching it or finished it, but The Bear?
Yep.
Did I mention that on the last podcast?
How many other friends do you have
Not
that
sure.
you don't know if it was
No,
us
I
that
meant
was
on the podcast, Noel.
us?
Did I,
Right.
did I say that last week or not?
No, I don't think
know.
so.
Don't think
Okay,
so.
well, I started and finished The Bear in a day, and it was one of the best things I've ever seen. The last episode was highly emotional, finished with a Radiohead song which just packed a punch. And I've been listening to that Radiohead song for the past week.
Sorry, can I just interrupt? Did you watch both seasons?
No, because season 2 is not out on Disney yet, and I'm waiting
Right.
until it's out on Disney Plus.
Is it not? I'm sure I've seen it on there.
No,
Not in full or not at all. I'm
that's
sure
all.
it's on Disney Plus.
So check right now.
Go on.
Was it not a Disney Plus show?
I'm
Maybe-
sure it's on Disney Plus. Yeah, it's FX, isn't
Was
it?
it? Oh,
Um,
be Hulu
But
in
what was the
America,
Radiohead song? Because I don't remember. I wasn't a Radiohead
Let-
fan when.
Let Down.
Oh, okay, nice.
And I know when we discussed that on our
Yeah.
ranking that it wasn't really one that we had for. It's shot up now. I just
Oh, wow.
needed to hear it in the right context.
bit of
And
recency
I'm
bias.
trying to remember what
Yeah.
happened on the last
Well,
episode.
Well,
I
let's
don't
not
want to
because
spoil
I've
it.
not seen it yet. No, and I
Um,
will.
Well, I'm
It's
not,
on.
I don't remember.
A little bit. It's on Disney Plus on the 19th of July, so not long to wait.
Oh, okay. The episode that
Ah.
you mentioned, Yanni, the hectic one.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah,
Episode 7.
incredible.
Mad. One take the episode, Cal. Like the whole thing.
Oh, like Charlie work.
Like Charlie Wood,
It's
yeah.
so
Love
good.
it.
Am I right in saying
But
Yanni,
it-
it's longer than the rest as well, or
No, it's
shorter?
shorter than the rest.
Which
yeah.
I like that.
Right.
In the second season, I was looking on IMDb or whatever. I noticed that one of them is an hour long, whereas the rest of them are all like half an hour. And I like that, and it's like in the middle of the season. And like obviously the first season you've got that shorter episode. I like that they kind of mess around with that, depending on what they're trying to do. I think that's cool.
Yeah, well, if it
Not being limited to half an
need
hour.
it. Yeah, the story doesn't require an episode to be as long or as short as whatever, then it's good. But yeah, that whole episode was just pure chaos. Having worked in a situation similar to that when I was working in East back in North Wales, Cal.
East
That's
or
right.
North Wales?
It was just next level, and the acting was superb. Superb.
Boy,
It's your boy.
And I don't know whether I've seen anything else. I know we've got Letterboxd accounts, didn't we, Cal? And we've
yeah.
but
Oh,
I'm giving up on that immediately, to be honest with you.
fantastic.
Carl, I'll tell you who's in The Bear. Your man from No
Will
Hard Feelings.
Poulter. Oh, never mind.
Will Poulter? What?
He's in the new series for one
Yeah.
episode. I
Oh,
believe.
spoilers. The guy
I
from
didn't see that.
No Hard Feelings, right at the beginning. And
Why is it
he's in the film at other points.
Colour.
Yanni's been abducted. Um,
That's a kind of weird colour for you.
yeah, it's gone blue. The guy with the tow truck, kind of dopey looking eyes.
Yes. Yes,
You know?
got you.
He's in The Bear. He's
Oh, nice.
he's a main character. Is his name Richie Yan? Is that right?
I don't know who you're on about,
in
mate.
The Bear.
He's not saying no hard feelings.
In The Bear, the guy, his brother, but he's not actually his brother.
It's not his brother, it's his cousin.
Cousin. Is his name Richie? I feel like that seems right. Ricky.
Yeah, Richie.
Richie. It was Richie. That's right. Anyway, that's pointless talking about that.
Yes,
any longer.
he is in No Hard Feelings, so it is him. Yeah.
Thanks for confirming.
I will continue with Barry because I've been slacking on that, and then I will start The Bear.
Have you just stopped with Barry or what?
Yeah, I absolutely caned it, and then I just
Like
stopped. I don't know why. I don't know why. Because I was enjoying it, but I think I just like I was off one day and I watched like a whole series and I just had to take a break. Which was silly.
Very silly.
Did you get very far with Mrs. Maisel, Carl?
No, 1.5 episodes.
Oh, wow, that's not very good.
Well, no, actually, I won't say that on the pod.
On Tear?
Yeah, I'll wait till after.
Okay. I won't force it because I've learnt from that from a previous episode.
Yeah. So I'll keep quiet about what I was going to say.
Keep shtum.
Liam, you watched
Yanni,
anything?
Have I watched anything?
Are you carrying on with Ozark or not?
I haven't watched much of it now. I absolutely do plan to. I just haven't really found time to watch.
Haven't had any 55-minute shits this week. No.
I watch like 10 minutes at a time. What have I been doing though when I'm having shits? It's a great question. YouTube Shorts, probably.
Sudokus?
No, none of that. Yeah, I've not been really watching anything. Me and Lydia are still watching the Long Way series, and we're mostly done with Long Way Up, which has been a ride. And they're great if you've not watched them. I don't know if either of you have watched. I know
Yes, Liam, we discussed this.
Sorry, you watched some of it, but you haven't watched the full
Of course
shebang.
I've not watched the full shebang.
But they're just great. Ewan McGregor's great, and Charlie Borman's pretty alright as well. And it's a good adventure. The only thing with Long Way Up though is
Long Way
so
Down.
the first two, Long Way Down and Long Way Around, came out in like 2004 and 2007, I think, somewhere like that. And then Long Way Up came out 2019. That seems right. Somewhere much later, anyway. And they're older and all the rest of it, but none of that really matters. They're still young at heart. But what they decided to do is to do the whole trip on electric bikes. Admirable effort. Great idea. Show off how far electric vehicular transporters come along over years. So they wanted to both do them on electric bikes. The two support trucks were both electric. Great, very interesting. A lot goes into the beginning when they're setting up around. Harley Davidson have just created an electric bike. They're the first models. Rivian, they literally got the first Rivian electric truck, and then a quite big company, I think. Excuse me. And all very interesting, except it then takes over most of the show of them trying to find somewhere to fucking charge the bikes. Like that's like the main issue. Oh, we're gonna run out. We have to go back for most of it, and then about halfway through, suddenly. It's not an issue anymore. I don't know what the editing is so weird in that they make such a big deal out of it in the first half. Sorry, Annie, are you searching about this or you just
Yeah, that's I'm doing that. Yeah.
But yeah, the second half they show no issue at all with the charging, which is good. But why make such a big deal out of it in the first place if you're just gonna get over it somehow? It shows them like traversing like these massive valleys. That are like 100 and 200 miles long. There's only fucking 90-mile range on the bikes. So where are you stopping in the middle of this desert where there's not a single soul in sight to charge your bike?
Soul in sight.
Sing it in the valleys.
Well, I remember.
Shout it from the mountain tops.
Yeah. Well, I remember Liam.
Yeah, go
on. NoHo Hank.
Yeah.
Has been cast in the Superman Legacy film. I don't know if you know who else has been cast in Superman Legacy film. Marvelous Mrs. Maisel herself.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
I don't know anything about the Superman Legacy thing, so.
Well, I just thought you'd hear because of the people.
No, I'm interested, but I'm more intrigued that I've not heard anything about this film.
I didn't even clock that. That's who it was when it got announced.
You fool.
I saw someone the other day. Oh yeah, Rachel Brosnahan. She's a great
Is it
actress.
Brosnahan?
I don't know. I reckon it's silent.
Brosnahan.
I'm gonna say it's silent. Is it still a Cavill joint or not? No, it's
No.
not. It's completely separate.
He's been it's someone else. He looks like a young version of Henry Cavill, pretty much. Massive dong, though, apparently.
Oh, I bet.
absolutely. I've seen that.
We've seen that.
Woo!
Can I?
Bigger than the
Chonky.
Bailey's with his head.
Yeah.
So if you guys send that over to me, I'll really appreciate that. I saw someone the other day. I meant to message you on that looked exactly like Noho Hank, just a bit slimmer and maybe a bit younger, but was completely bald, exactly the same skin color.
In
was
the
also
wild.
in the wild. I really cannot remember where it was, and I wish I'd told you at the time. Also, was foreign, of some sounding like Eastern European accent. And I was like, I'm sure this is Noah Hank. Like, he's a real person in real life. It was so weird. I feel like I wish I could remember where it was because I feel like it made it funnier, but I don't. I really don't remember. So
Good story. I don't think there's anything else interesting that's happened to me personally this week. So I'm just going to take the right step here and move it on. Let's talk about music.
Well, what would be better? I didn't even want to talk about the song, if I'm honest, but that was a very good segue. The drums are back. Have the drums been gone? I don't really know.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
Have they?
I don't know.
Well, the drums are back with a picture of him fondling himself on.
Hanging dong. Yeah.
I don't know
Central,
what. There
I
is pubic
There's
display
a pubic
though.
region. Pubic display.
But this song sounds exactly like I remember drums sounding, but
I've gone blue again.
But as if like AI's created a drum song.
Yeah, it was very
no soul.
unsurprising. To be honest, I thought like the mixing was not very good. Like the bass wasn't as present as what I'd like it to have been. So yeah, it just sounded like it could have been anything from when I'd first heard the drums years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know who the drums are.
Oh,
Yes, you
Callum.
do, you slag boy.
Hey mama, I wanna go surfing.
Oh, is that them?
And you know that money song
Yeah.
that was on like fucking TikTok?
Oh, I do know who they are then.
That's a great song. I used to love that song
Yeah,
before it
it's
was on
good song.
TikTok.
Oh, you're so cool.
Because I'm old.
Yeah, you are.
Shut up.
Oh, I know that as well.
You could call
I do
yourself a granddaddy.
Yeah.
We're even going in order here.
I'd like
Really?
to take the reins on this one.
Take it, baby.
Callum, please do.
I nearly fucking cried listening to this song. I have no idea why, but God, I love it. The musical aspect in particular is absolutely beautiful. When the keys come in what I think is the post-chorus, oh my God. And I also would like to caveat that I would have hated these vocals 12 months ago.
God, we've done so
But
much.
We have,
Together.
and I'm so grateful because I adore this song, but I'm not really sure why.
Callum, I love that, I just want to caveat and let everyone know that this is not a new song. Just so we all know.
Why was it on our list?
Because I'll explain to you, boy. It
Please
was
just do it.
released as a B-side to a single from the album Someday, which came out 20 years ago. Was never on streaming, and they're re-releasing all their... Well, I think the album's called Excess Baggage, and it's from there anyway. But just so you know, it's actually 20 years old, the song. But
Well, I'll be going to listen to the album that this is a B-side from.
I'd recommend, if you enjoyed the keys aspect, they, a couple of years ago, re-released the Software Slump. It's called the Software Slump on a wooden piano. And they, recorded all the songs like acoustic with a piano. So if you like that aspect, and Software Slump's a good album. So that's where you want to be.
Cool.
Cool. Well, that explains why I was like seeing albums released in the 90s and then a picture where they all looked very young.
Yeah.
I was like, is that a modern photo? Because if so, they fucking aged amazingly. Christ.
They released an album 2017. It says here, and there's a song on that called "Way We Won't," which is where I found out about Grandaddy. I love that song.
Thanks for telling us
Really
about
great
it.
song.
There we are.
I
Talking of,
definitely will have told you, Yanni, at the time. If you've listened to it, I bet you'll recognise it.
What was it
It's got a
called?
very catchy melody. "Way We Won't." It's the first song on Last Place.
talking of songs that are being released now that were recorded a long old time ago, we've got Talking Heads with Cities from Stop Making Sense. The fact that this song was excluded from the original Stop Making Sense just says how good that recording is. Liam, have you watched Stop Making Sense?
I watched about half of it at one point.
What possessed you to turn it off?
Well, I watched it like late at night and I went to sleep and then didn't fancy putting it on the next day. I think was the reason. Like it was, I enjoyed what, but also like I just didn't fancy it.
Fair enough.
Just don't feel like I need it in my life.
But when
I do really enjoy listening to Talking Heads though. I really enjoy listening to Talking Heads.
It really does.
But like,
when
it
this
was
was
too long.
announced that it was going to be remastered, I was a little bit skeptical because I feel like the original has such a charm. But this has blended that well with it sounding new and fresh. It's just good, and I'm happy that they seem to be doing it justice. I hope the rest of the recording follows suit. I'm going to watch this soon because it's fucking good.
What? So I'm struggling to speak. Wasn't it announced it's going to be like re-released in cinemas?
I hope so.
Sure, I've sent you something.
Come on, Odeon. Please.
Please.
They if they're released, like they usually come out as events and they're not on the limitless thing.
Slags.
Sorry to tell you.
Two things. Liam, that Grandaddy song.
Yeah.
Callum.
It turns out I know music, guys.
Well, turns out,
So
Cal, that Talking Head song that's been re-released that we're talking about right now. It's alright, isn't it?
I enjoyed it. I didn't know the song. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know the song.
It was on while I was putting the washing out earlier in the rain, so it was very interesting
It's the
moment of
rain.
my life.
Yeah. We don't want you to go into this whole event for people
I'll tell you that
outside of the group chat.
They were bone dry when I went to get them earlier. So
that is really, really good, Liam. Stop flexing on us.
damn boy, where'd you find that?
Wow, caught in a back.
So
with the song Flex. I'm a bit torn by this one, to be honest with you, because I feel like it could hit harder than it does dynamically, and I feel like it's just going to be a solid if it is part of a second album track rather than a single choice. I know when I've had enough of it, when I'm so I can't just sort of put it on. Yeah, I don't know.
I'll take that long from
Thanks.
you. Yeah, I think it sounds too much like early Courting stuff, and I feel like they evolved very well from that. This does feel like a weird step back sonically, but like it is catchy. It's just it doesn't have that really like strong driving force that a lot of the songs off Guitar Music have, that like get themselves hooked in your ear hole. This just feels more like an enjoyable song, and I think you're spot on, Jan, that I think it'll definitely work well. I hope it'll work well as an album track, and it is a solid song. Just not quite hitting it just yet.
Absolutely. I mean, I can't really add to that, so I'm not going to bother. I do like it though, but just not as much.
Talking about liking it, but just not as much. No, it doesn't make sense. Just ignore that segue. I fucking hate this Fall Out Boy cover.
Oh yeah.
I really hate it so much.
Yeah, it's been doing the rounds on TikTok. Karis told me about it. Hated it then. Tried to listen to it again today. I can't remember what Kim Jong Un, Robert Downey, Iron Man.
Can I just
Yeah,
read through
that's a rhyme apparently.
everything.
I want to. I mean, I'll do it relatively quick. I'll skip
Come
any
on,
boring
Patrick.
ones.
Go on, take a deep breath.
The first one's like Captain Planet. What's that?
You're not doing this fast.
No, we're not. I know, but what is Captain Planet? What's Arab Spring? The rest of them I know, but like they seem right. Captain Planet, Arab Spring, LA riots, Rodney King. Okay, so it feels like okay, this is fun. Deep fakes, earthquakes, Iceland volcano, Oklahoma City bomb, Kurt Cobain, Pokemon, Tiger Woods, MySpace, Monsanto, GMOs, Harry Potter, Twilight, Michael Jackson dies, nuclear accident, Fukushima, Japan. That's just one. That's just one line. Crimean Peninsula, Crimean, sorry. Cambridge Analytica, Kim Jong-un, Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man. It's those ones that are funny because Robert Downey Jr. and Iron Man are related.
Yeah.
Kim Jong-un isn't. So it's kind of like doubling it up like that. Feels so
maybe we
weird.
don't know something.
There's more though. There is more. There's one more. Sorry, I actually wanted to point out, which was,
We didn't start the fire.
that's the one. Yeah, what a line.
That's the one.
What
Come on, crack on. I'm trying to kill fucking dead air.
Just carry on. I can't find it.
Tom DeLonge and Aliens. Funny.
It's just so fucking stupid. It's so.
Yeah,
was the
it's not
original
necessary.
this? I'm gonna have to.
No, the original. I've just looked at it now, and for most of it, he's just naming people.
Yeah, that's what
That's
I
all it is.
thought it was. Yeah.
Just names people. Yeah. Oh, I've just seen Brexit in there.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that.
Bojo's in there. It's really not. I just don't need you to tell me everything shit that's happened in the last 20 years. Or, well,
Yeah.
Since 1989. But I mean, only like 3 of the things are from. Well, there's quite a few things from like 90 to.
The thing is,
Naughty,
we just don't need this.
Simply.
All that boy, if you're watching this, which I know you're dedicated fans, and I know you will be, don't do this. In fact, take it off streaming. We'll just pretend it didn't happen. That's fine. We'll live in our society without ever acknowledging this ever again. It's okay.
I'm just looking through Billy Joel's version, and he mentions that England's got a new queen, and Fall Out Boy mentioned that the queen died. That's so strange. But his does start very quickly with mention of South Pacific, which I assume is something to do with the Second World War. Red China, which is obviously the Cold War. I think I don't know. Yeah, it's
Obviously.
not all happy. Joseph Stalin, Malenkov, Nasser, and Prokofiev, Rockefeller, Campanella, Communist Bloc. He rhymes that with rock around the clock. See, that's funny though because we weren't alive then. I don't remember any of that, so that's fine.
Yeah,
talk about
enough
that.
of that.
Just please no.
Well.
Oh. World Trade second plane. What else do I have to say?
Yeah, I remember hearing that.
Fair enough.
Do
you know what I mean?
That is.
No, what else?
That just doesn't come across well.
And then we didn't start the fire, which maybe you did. Some
yeah,
people
Fall
may
Out Boy
argue
responsible for 9/11.
that. It's confirmed.
It is a national tragedy. So, Declan McKenna's back. Sympathy.
Thank you.
So I'm naming lyrics to this song, aren't I? Just rhyming things off here. It was interesting, fun, and there was bizarre instrumentation that I quite enjoyed.
Yeah, a lot of farting sounding things.
Yeah, it's good. Chorus is very catchy. It's just a lot less captivating than the Zeros era. I didn't want that again, but I don't know. I don't know. It feels like he's made a song that he knows will probably do well on TikTok.
I didn't see the TikTok thing, if I'm honest with you, but I'm not on TikTok, so.
But we are Fools on a Hill.
Posting every day, aren't we, Cal?
David.
Every day, Cal.
Right, they're all in my drafts, but the internet work it takes about half an hour. I know. I need to remember to do them at night.
Yeah, that'd be good, wouldn't it? So this song for me, guys, let me just tell you about this. It's a bit too repetitive. That's I think like
I've heard that before.
for the first wow, this guy. The first like minute, I'm like, yeah, this is interesting. It's vibing. It doesn't have as much substance as the Zero stuff. It's not as captivating as you say, Carl. But
Sorry.
I'm enjoying it. If I point out that you've said it, you can't do the echo joke. I've purposely done that. I've done that many times on this already. But it's fun and enjoyable for the first minute. It sounds Beatlesy in a nice way. You know, it's smart. He knows what he's doing, sort of thing. But then it just happens again a few more times, and it doesn't really go anywhere.
Yeah. These, to be honest, boys, I'm just gonna come out and say it. The singles this week didn't really blow me away. And most of it is very meh. If not,
say that nearly every week.
Just boring. No, I feel like last week or the week before or something we had some good ones. But a lot of it, I just didn't really care for. I mean, the Hives song that was released, I quite enjoyed that.
I enjoyed that.
I'm finding myself even. I'm just one person. Enjoying the Hives a lot more. Now I feel like I've started to pay them more attention. I enjoyed the single before this one that we're covering, this one being Rigor Mortis Radio. It's kind of just fun. I'm in my fun era.
I get that, but there was a significant lack of energy compared to the live version when they played it. You can't
compare the live versions because the live versions are just amazing.
Well, absolutely, but it just seemed a bit slow and flat. Sorry.
It's not sorry, mate. It's the Hives.
Ha!
Hey, got you there, mate. Matey.
Liam, I'm glad that you like this song as well. Yeah.
No, I do.
I'll tell you what.
Tell me what. Go on. Tell me what for.
No, I was gonna move on. Go on.
Why would you do that to me?
I didn't think you'd add anything. So.
Oh yeah, I've got nothing to say. Little quiet boy over here in the corner. Got nothing to say. I see. Do you know what? I think it's a great time. His voice is great. The music is good. It sounds very fresh, very modern. It sounds a bit musically like Viagra Boys or something, it's cool that it's kind of keeping with that that modern sound, I suppose, while also being very recognizable as the Hives from days of yore. And I think it's just great fun song, great for the summer. Great single art as well, or album art actually. Sorry.
Just because you mentioned it, do you boys feel like we're coming to the end of summer?
I guess so. Is the summer going to come back?
The nights are drawing in now.
Yeah. No, when we say that, it didn't get dark until we started the podcast.
No, but the sun is setting earlier now.
Yeah, it's
actually
really
it is
effed up in the air, isn't it?
Still semi-light outside.
Oh yeah, no.
10:10.
Yeah,
I know,
still
but
outside for Barbie.
It feels like we've had summer, which is really annoying.
Well,
although we haven't.
Like definitely as a kid, right up until August, it was just hot the whole time. You finish the school, it's hot. It's light all night. You've got to go to bed when it's still light and you're upset and your friends are outside and you want to punch your mum.
Didn't have that. Didn't have that. Any friends?
Sorry, yeah, I had no friends.
No.
But yeah, it was sunny for a few weeks, well too early. It's now the middle of July. It rained half the day. What's going on? God.
Who's to blame? Cal knows.
Yeah. Fucking Maggie Thatcher.
Exactly, Liam. There you go. Liam's on it.
That shows I'm tired. Jesus
Christ.
That is fucking no way.
There's no way.
Talking of a sinner.
Guys.
Oh, you're going to do this, are you? You're going in?
The last dinner party. I prefer this to the first track.
How are you so wrong? You're such a wrong person.
I'm not. I actually really like this.
I
like the bass.
In this one.
I thought it was just more interesting. And the backing vocals, when they become layered, it reminded me a little bit of Wolf Alice.
That's why.
Yeah, probably. Fuck off, I'm allowed to like things.
No. Well, you are.
Oh, but yeah, we've lost him.
Don't fucking push it on us. Push your agenda on us. It's I mean, it's alright. It's nowhere near as good as the other one.
Yeah, I mean,
Nothing matters.
maybe let's do a quick summary. We listened to the last song, and I remember it because at first I was like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
But then immediately I put it back on, and then throughout the rest of that day, it was
Yep.
on repeat, and I now love it.
I was exactly the same.
So I was a little bit excited, although after listening to that first single, I did watch some live videos they did, because there was obviously nowhere else to listen to any of the songs they put, and nothing else really stood out to me. So I wasn't looking too forward to anything more because of that. And this one didn't really do it for me. It didn't have anything remotely sort of catchy to it or fun in the sort of way that the last one was. So for that reason, I'm out.
I agree. I was exactly the same with the last song, as you know, because we were talking about it in the group chat, to the point where I sent the message to you to listen to the song because I thought it was stupid. And then as soon as it finished, I listened to it again because I thought it was stupid. And then I thought, no, it is stupid, isn't it? And just very gradually, like evolution, I was like, no, this it does slap though. It kind of slaps. Oh, this song's a fucking banger. It's never stupid. Song of the summer. But this, doesn't live up to it in any way, shape, or form.
No, it really doesn't. I'll tell you what else has let me down.
Go on.
And I shouldn't be surprised after his last album. Jamie T.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that, and I was ready to say.
Yeah. Hippodrome's name of the song. Just very cringe. Very cringe.
Yeah. I quite like the outro. The way that was done was quite nice. But I have genuinely got to the point of not caring about Jamie T. To the point where I don't even really listen to early Jamie T anymore.
Well, I've not reached that point. There's a point where it becomes modern Jamie T, and I think it's only like the last two albums, and he's sort of reverted a bit back to what he used to sort of talk about on the earlier stuff, and it feels weird now that he's still sort of talking that way when he's in his 30s. Just seems a bit weird. That was what I got from this one anyway. And then looking back on the last album that we had to review, so yeah, just not enjoying it.
Yeah,
Fair
not
enough.
great.
Any others? Anyone wants to really talk about?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, go on.
I was pleasantly surprised from our friend Maya Hawke. After not really loving the full album from her that she put out some time ago. This was very interesting, I thought. Very different.
Covering it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
You've really fucked me over there, haven't you?
Carly
B.
Simon?
I thought so.
Carly Simon, I think.
Oh well, Yanni fact checks that.
It's
She's got such a heavenly voice, hasn't she?
It's gorgeous.
Carly Simon.
It's gorgeous. Carly Simon is You're So Vain, yeah?
Yes.
So I want to know.
What lovers?
Have you ever seen the rain? What's it called? Coming Around Again. If her version builds up at the end the same way. No,
Well.
it doesn't. It doesn't. And I think that's really good there then. It sounds so stupid. But let's pretend it's not a cover. I really like the way that Maya has that really kind of heavy switch up towards the end, out of nowhere. And that seemed really kind of interesting and a big development for her. And that is her own inclusion. So it's made me,
She's made it her own.
She's pulled me back in for something new from her after a bit of a letdown from the last album.
I mean, I did message you in the chat, didn't I, saying, like, has anyone actually gone back and listened to any of the songs from this album recently? And we all said that we hadn't.
No.
So, yeah, I mean, it didn't blow me away, this one. Maybe it was just because I listened to it last minute, so I wasn't in the right headspace. But it wasn't as bad as some of the tracks on the album. Not that they were necessarily bad, but it was less boring.
There's a few tracks I think we should talk about. Sorry, Carl, unless you've got something to say on that one. Friend?
Not on that one, no.
I think I will quickly want to mention Hand in Hand by Office Dog. That first few notes is exactly Sunglasses by Black and Junior Road.
Correct.
Exactly. That.
Yep.
It's the same key. It's exactly the same. The rest of the song obviously isn't the same song, and I quite enjoy it. I'm enjoying the vibe. I think I might listen to some more of their stuff, but I cannot get past just how that is exactly
really
the
is, isn't it?
same. With no, it's almost the same tone. There's no difference. Those few notes. It's wild, guys.
It is pretty wild. The last one I kind of really want to talk about before we end on probably an obvious one is Low Hummer have released their latest track and final track for Fade Young.
They do, don't they?
Yeah, they did Fade Young.
What?
Breaking news. I need a siren. I'm gonna get a siren noise next week.
Don't get a siren noise, please.
Yanni, Low Hummer have split up.
Have you missed that, Jan?
Maybe I haven't.
It might have been in the 600 messages that you woke up to.
Yeah.
Callum. We had a great time this morning.
We did. I suppose we've spoken in 10 years.
Yeah, well, it was plenty.
But I follow, I think, pretty much all of them individually on Instagram, and some of the little cryptic Instagram story messages were a little bit. So, well, there's not really that much juice. Amy, the singer, said, "All good things must come to an end," and then her boyfriend, who is also the drummer, put, "It was good until it wasn't." So.
A little bit less cryptic.
So sounds like something went on there. But I noticed Daniel, I think his name is, took all Low Hummer stuff off his Instagram not long ago. I have a very slow job, so sometimes I just have a little look on Instagram, and I noticed. So I thought he'd left, but then they did the announcement today that they finished, which is sad because I quite like this track. It's no surprise I like Low Hummer. But yeah.
Well, I hope did you say her name was Amy? Singer?
Yes.
I hope she continues because I really liked when she was the main singer on the track. So I think I mentioned that when we covered the stuff ages ago.
Yeah.
They're my favourite songs when she's doing the singing. So yeah, bit of a shame, but
it's not shame, mate. It's a Low Hummer.
They announced a headline tour like 3 months ago that they haven't done, so clearly something's gone on.
Yeah, they've said they've cancelled.
But it's not shame.
It's Low Hummer. I do really like the song, actually. Just to get back to the actual music thing. I don't really, nothing from Low Hummer's ever really stuck in my mind. There's one that I know if I put it on I'll recognise, but
Never enough.
It's never enough. You're right, it is never enough. But it is enough sometimes. This one, I very much enjoy the vibe. It's great. Really nice, really pleasant. And it sounds like a nice goodbye. Even if it wasn't.
Oh, that's sad when you say that. I've got one more that actually was a late edition, considering that it would have been out within this last week. So I'm going to talk about it. Now You Do, the Confidence Man and DJ Seinfeld track that I told you about just a couple of hours ago.
You did.
Liam, I think we're both comfortable in saying it's a bop.
It's a bop. Certified.
Do you know what? I actually put it on my way home.
And
I didn't not like it. So
okay.
It got me head popping a little bit, but it's just not for me. But in the right setting, if I was in uni still, it'd be on the playlist. Put it out.
It's a little bit baddest of them all, isn't it? The kind of like
shit, but
sort of
good.
Sound.
Baddest
stout. Yeah, you know it.
I'm gonna check
can we all agree that the next song is the last one in the singles because it's getting late?
Oh yeah, this is a bopperoonie. It's TikTok song, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not to play this right now.
So I'm going to make an executive decision.
Yeah,
we're going to end on the Yard Act song, which was released 6 hours ago, 5 hours ago.
12 hours ago.
The Trench Coat Museum. I really like this. The stylistic change in the music is interesting because the vocal delivery has not changed that much, so they obviously had to do something in that regard. But why is it 8 minutes long?
I really loved about 60% of it.
Mhm.
The 40%.
We all had the same thought, didn't we?
It just is like I get what it's going for, and if this is a kind of standalone single, you can kind of see it as a dance track in a way, like an underground kind of dance sort of thing, and it makes sense. It's got a big, long, extended outro. Maybe that's what they're going for, and if they are, Godspeed. It's not something I love. It feels a bit of a shame because if they just kind of cut it at like 5 minutes or so, it would be one that I'd be much more likely to throw in a playlist.
Absolutely. This is being released as a limited edition 12-inch, which Liam, I'm sure you bought.
I haven't actually.
This could just be the 12-inch version. Just release an edit, and we'd all be happy.
Yeah.
So do that, please. Yanni, do you have anything to say on the matter?
Nothing more to add to what you've said. Yeah.
It's a sorry to interrupt you. I just realised I didn't actually talk about the song, and I interrupted. But if you want to continue, you can.
Please, I've got nothing to add.
I actually really like the style they're going for, though. It feels very
different.
Yeah,
absolutely.
A good mix between kind of like heavy guitars at parts and that just electronic dance beat. I think it works really well. And some of the stuff that I caught him talking about was funny. And he's got away with words, and it's made me look forward to more Yard Act, which I didn't. I mean, I didn't hate the first album, but I wasn't really wanting more after it. And this is re-invoked the pump.
I didn't really care for the first album at all, if you remember, boys. So I hope there's more of this style of stuff because I can get behind this.
Yeah, boy.
Liam, it's time for a special little jingle.
Is it?
Yeah. See.
No messing around there, guys. It's the album spotlight. And it's Dominic Fike with Sunburn. Sophomore album from California native. I'm assuming he's from California. I don't actually know.
No, Florida.
That makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
So much sense. This is the second album, long awaited.
How many times do you want to say the same thing in different ways?
This is the follow-up.
The latest. Number 2. This was teased over 2 years ago with half of one of the songs that are on this album, which is funny in a way, if you want to say that. When he posted a minute of Frisky, as it's now called. It was known as 2 for a long while because it was posted on Instagram with a short clip of him hitting a number 2 pinata, which was very effective. It got me pumped. I was so excited because
2 years you waited,
and for 2
maybe
years,
the 2 was for
maybe. Well, it was over 2 years. It was like January or February or something like that. 2021. But he's played it live a few times since, and it's become Frisky. Anyway, that's not important.
Nope.
Because we'll get to it maybe at some point. But this is a 15-track album, only 39 minutes long. We've got some Speedy Boys, which I'm sure, Callum, you appreciated that at least.
I did, but I didn't appreciate those fucking 15 of them. But we move.
Well, Callum, you need to get over it because me and Liam have had I'm sorry, I'm just going to speak for him. Wonderful time listening to this.
I've listened to it so much. I can't explain. I've had it on basically repeat today. Apart from the other stuff.
I've listened to it once, and that was enough. Well, I have added 4 to my playlist. It was just, I don't know.
Cal, go on, throw them up.
Go on.
I actually don't know. No, it was Think Fast, which was featuring Weezer. Mona Lisa.
Okay.
Sunburn.
Yes, my child.
Okay,
and the aforementioned Frisky.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Nice.
Well, we'll start there because it's the best. Sunburn is my favourite. I said in the group chat earlier this week that it might be my favourite chorus of any song released this year. And you know what? I still stand by that, you know.
Wow.
I just fucking love the way it's done. It's very simple and, I mean, it is repetitive, but it just sounds so nice. His voice is fucking phenomenal. I watched it. I'm going to go off on a tangent here.
Here we go.
I watched a Zane Lowe interview that he did a couple of days ago, and he kept on saying like he's not really that great a singer. Dominic, man,
Yo, Dom.
stop saying that about yourself. Great singer. Great singer. And there's so many
However,
moments on this that are fantastic.
don't ever sing a full song on Euphoria ever again.
Oh yeah, please.
No,
don't do
I
that.
think he's been forgiven now. I think this is right to do that wrong.
Yeah,
Go on, Jan.
I'm not convinced. Where's the worst place you've ever had sunburn?
I had it on my feet once, and that was
that's awful.
hell.
That's heavy. I've been
Yeah.
burnt on the bottom of my feet, but it was from
No, not the
hot
bottom.
floor.
Bottom
Which was the
would
worst.
be awful. I had it on the top, so
Yeah,
I
I've
just
had that, yeah.
sun creamed everywhere else and
Gross.
just completely forgot about my feet, and then just couldn't walk comfortably with any sort of shoe or anything.
Gross.
Sandal.
You silly boy.
Yeah, mine
What about you?
was but I guess if it counts, bottom of the feet, but that was from hot floor. in Australia.
I'm not gonna allow that because it's not strictly sunburn, is it? It's just actual burns.
I guess it was just burns. Yeah, it really fucking hurt that I couldn't walk for like a week. Otherwise, I don't know.
We're not gonna allow actual burns here. Just sunburn.
I had really bad, like just pure back, like peeling off, like scab grossness on one of my last holidays. That wasn't fun. This is a really nice conversation, guys. Cal, anywhere you gonna go with this?
I've got Italian skin, mate. I don't burn.
Italian stallion over here.
Why don't you
Get
show
it
us?
out.
So these there's a lot of songs on here that I love. There's so many catchy moments, which I think really helps with getting through the songs. I mean, that's what drew me in at the moment I hit play on the first track, How Much Is Weed? And then it just continued to have a lot of standout moments and catchy lines. Towards the middle of the first half, there's a track called Sick that I really didn't care for.
Yeah.
Far too poppy.
Yeah.
I think is the only way I can really put it. It just sounds very typical, and I wasn't really enjoying it. Yeah, no, that was it really. The rest of them they all have their own unique moments that make them great. I mean, I love how like there's that really heavy sort of guitar and amp pile, that lead. That's great. And is it Dancing in the Courthouse that sort of ends quite? No, that's just a catchy chorus. There's one song that finishes quite heavy, and that's nice.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, Liam, but I haven't got much to say,
Crack
so
on,
I'll
son.
just get out there. When Amp Pile came out as a single, I
It was
actually
never
really
fast.
enjoyed that. But I don't know, it just didn't really do anything for me this time around. It just got boring fast, which is the mentality I kind of had going into it. Liam, in particular, because Yanni was asleep, said that it gets better towards the end of the album. I do definitely agree with that. And the 4 that I put in my playlist, you know, I do really enjoy. I like the sound of it. I don't think a full album of it was ever designed for me. So I think I was kind of going into this fighting a losing battle, but it wasn't as bad as I was making out this morning.
I just want to say as well before Liam starts, that 4x4, the guitar in that, beautiful. There's a chord that's played during the intro, which is just the bass note of the chord, which is getting really boring now for people who don't care about this much in detail about music. But bellissima.
Bellissimo. That was for you, Cal. I think the beauty of this album is the variety. Undeniable variety. There's so much.
We got notes here. We're going off.
Absolutely not. All off the dome, this, bro.
Come on, then. I'm ready for it.
Bro.
Ready for it, bro.
Yeah. The variety is something to behold. So much different stuff going on. You got those much poppier moments in songs like obviously Mona Lisa, Dancing in the Courthouse. You've got a kind of very somber moments in songs like 4x4, and everything in between. It really keeps you along from track to track. There's no 2 tracks that are kind of similar, apart from towards the very end. But like I don't see that necessarily as a negative. But I think it's so impressive how many different styles he's managed to include in this album, and like in each song, just different aspects that don't really shouldn't really work together. And I think the change in vocals, vocal style, and what's the word? Like the effects on the vocals throughout the album is also very good. It just makes every song sound completely fresh. I think that's very much something to behold. That being said, I do think, as much as I enjoy particularly Mona Lisa, and I've grown to enjoy dancing in the courthouse, and I do enjoy Ant Pile, I could do without those much more poppy commercial songs from the album. I think that might just because from where I'm coming from the first EP that you put out, that isn't that. It's more the style of some of the other songs. I just don't necessarily, apart from Free Nights, for Free Nights is a bop.
That was a bop.
It's such a good tune. I just don't. I think I could lose them and be happy still with the album if they were just singles. I was actually shocked to see Mona Lisa was on here, particularly with it being from the Spider-Man soundtrack. I always find that very weird when a song from a soundtrack's on an album.
Oh. Okay,
Oh,
well
is
that
it that-
makes
is
more
that the
sense
one?
now, because I felt like I'd recognised it.
Yeah, guys. And I don't know if it's just a subconscious thing because I know that's from that film. Is that that's the one that probably stands out the most on the album. But again, I do like the song. But I could do without that. Ant Pile especially. I just kind of find the guitar a bit annoying. I know it's a objectively good song. But I just don't love it very much. Now,
Oh, go on. Sorry.
come on, please.
Uh,
It's Jack.
Well, I would like to ask a question about Frisky.
Hit me.
Credited on that are the 4 Chili Peppers as writers. Is there a sample, or have they just worked on that?
Interpolation.
Interpolation, yeah. I'm just thinking I'm just listening to the opening riff and I don't know. What came to mind
Yeah,
very quickly was Scar Tissue, maybe.
What came to my mind was Black Eyed Peas with the woohoo bits.
Yeah,
Sounds like
it does.
Black Eyed Peas.
Does
Oh
very
yeah,
much.
he is spot on, and so does. Yeah, I don't know what.
Because it's Flea, Prashante, Anthony, and Chad.
I mean, that's
So
got to be that it's just taken from a song. There's something rather than being involved in any way.
yeah, you'd imagine so.
I'll try and find out for you while we're talking, or while you're talking. Liam.
Sorry, it must be. I'm so interested. That's so weird. Now where was I? I think
It does, yeah. Sorry, it's Scar Tissue. You're right there.
Wow, this brain up here, guys.
Have you?
It's big boy. I don't know what. I can't even place why that is, but that came to mind. So I guess that's why. Anyway, the rest of the album. Now, Think Fast featuring Weezer, which is a very interesting one. Clear interpolation there of Undone by Weezer in the kind of verse melody, which is great. It works great. I love what he sings over it. Mixed with the intro, which is completely different, and then you've got what sounds like rivers in the second half of the song. Sounds great, and I think that's so smart. It's such a smart feature on an album, because the feature didn't seem obvious. Like when you say it says feature and Weezer, I assumed from the offset that the interpolation was that, and they kind of had to include that. And then once you hear Rivers kind of joining in, again, I assume it sounds a lot like Rivers. Don't know, just very smart, very kind of bold move, I think, to kind of rip off someone's song and then include them on it. Really cool. Now I'm getting to the heavy stuff here, guys, and these are my top tracks of the week of the album. And one of them is the aforementioned Frisky. Now, maybe it's because I've been waiting 2 years for this song to come out. And I basically had half of it the whole time anyway, because there was a minute clip on Instagram. It was only 2 minutes long. But that song has been stuck in my head non-stop since I've listened to this album. Genuinely love it. Just think it's a great tune. So well written. The guitar's great on it. It's got that great kind of poppy element to it. And I just wish it was longer. I really wish it was longer. It's so good.
Cal, you look fucking great on Skype right now.
Carl, you look dope, bro.
Yeah.
I'll wrap up, guys. Shall I?
Would you?
I mean, I love so many of the songs, but the other one is 4x4 that really stands out for me. Beautiful song, so emotional. It just feels so like powerful, like every aspect of it. Again, another beautifully written song, and I think showing the versatility of Dominic Fike on this album. That sentence made no sense. It's shown. The versatility is shown, and I think he's done a great job. From what I remember of the first album, it didn't. And it was struggling to find its place a little bit, and I think his place is all over the place, and he's done a good job at that. So yeah, genuinely very impressed. And another moment of like, I'm kind of like happy that we get to enjoy such good music in the world.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's why I'm gonna rate it a 6.
Are you actually, Carl?
Yeah, because it's just not for me. Sorry.
It's a warning.
Give me some
He's
warning. There's an image. I don't know if you watch the videos.
He doesn't.
Sorry, but I thought it was funny because of how much you were enjoying it.
Great, yeah, so funny, mate. Also, Pastor Child. Pastor Child sounds a lot like a Jack Johnson song, and I really like it.
I was going to say that.
So Jack Johnson. Again, great fun. We all said it with our hearts and souls. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
Liam. Wow.
Wow. You know what you're going to give it?
I'm going to give it. You better have that same score already. I'm going to give it an 8.
Damn.
Wow. The exact same rating as the Do Nothing album got last week.
Well, oh, interesting.
688.
So that's
and you probably spent the same amount of time on that album as well, didn't you, Carl?
Yep.
It's a full 7, guys. Full 7.
No.
Anyone wants to know. I wanted to ask you guys.
Please ask me.
I want you to go and listen to the first EP. I'm worried now that you're going to be let down by it, but I still think it's really good.
I've tried to, I didn't at the time. However, this may have changed my outlook on it. Have I gone blue again?
You haven't. It looks like you're in the Morrison's toilets where they don't let you do heroin.
What?
Do you remember that?
It's not like that anymore. I was so upset last time.
No. Bill Morrison's blue light.
Oh, so they let you do heroin in there now, did they?
Well, someone came into my work today.
Doing heroin?
Backed up.
Well, and they came to me and they went, "Oh, I've just seen something awful down there." I was like, I was expecting like a fight or something. She just went, "Oh, some young people just shooting up some heroin down the alley." I was like, "Fucking hell." So yeah, that happened. And she was like, "Is it bad for drugs in Chester?" Well, clearly.
Yeah, heroin's pretty bad.
What are the bad ones? Liam, have you got a sound for us?
Let me just have a little look in my arsenal of sounds.
Your ass out.
It's another rank, guys.
I genuinely hate that sound so much. It's unreal.
We're about to be ranked off royally.
I'll rank you off, boy.
Yeah,
sorry. Keep talking now. Sorry.
I feel like I've been edging for weeks waiting to do this.
Wow.
This rank
that's
off.
upsetting. Must be sore.
My balls are as blue as Yanni's background.
Wow.
That's pretty blue, bro.
Would you take a look at that?
So blue for you.
So blue. We are going to rank the B-sides from Arctic Monkeys' Favourite Worst Nightmare era. So that's the B-sides from the Brainstorm EP, the Fresh and Adolescent and Teddy Picker EPs, and also the double A side, The Frame Tour and Matador. There's a song missing from your view, which is Nettles at the end, and we'll get to it anyway.
Well, starting from the top now, we're here.
He said it.
If you found this, it's probably too late. I love this. Short, snappy, to the point. Love the guitar parts. It's very dramatic. The violins.
Yeah, it's a great string intro, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. There's enough of it for me to say it's a slapper, but I would certainly be comfortable by saying it's an A.
I agree.
And it is in the key of A, so.
I completely agree. It's definitely an A for me. Straight out the blocks, as I like to say. It is a rip snorter.
Words.
guys. I mean, I feel like we're going to find out a lot today.
Mm.
Yeah, it's
Um,
definitely.
But I will say an A too. Yeah, I do appreciate the string build up to the heaviness, and I think that the short time of the song is very well spent.
Nice.
That sounds like
Mm.
notes, doesn't it? Again, I'm coming at you
Yes.
like a note machine here.
Wow.
Next
up.
Greet you like a naughty mate.
Brilliant. That's definitely how
That's
it
how it goes.
Featuring Dizzy Rascal.
Yeah, he's a rascal.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's a
just-
rascal.
That's one word to describe him. Yeah. Yeah. I love the riff in this. Such a catchy riff. And the chorus is great as well. To be honest, it's been a while since I've listened to it, but I'm not listening to it. I'm just hearing it in my head because I'm a person who can do that.
Wow.
And
Normal.
yeah, no, and it's a bop, isn't it?
It is a bop, but I don't know if it's necessarily stood the test of time.
I don't know if the rap holds up anymore. And like, this is besides everything Dizzy Rascal's been convicted of, I believe. But it's not just accused. But I feel like it's not a very. That's very of its time. That style.
Absolutely. And I remember loving this when I was younger. Take it or leave it now. So for that reason, I'd probably put it in B.
Yeah.
Which I'm surprised at.
I'm surprised as well.
What would you say? About
I mean,
this one?
I'm
'Cause you've
looking
got
now. I've not. I was just reading what our friend Rask is saying in his verse, and he's just naming illegal things basically, and just saying we did and now we don't do them. But it's hard to stay away. That's basically all he says. He should have said like that. I probably would have been better. My instinct here was to say slap him, but I feel like as you've been talking about it, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it does enough to deserve a slapper. And I can't argue enough to pull it out of a B, so we're gonna go with B on that one.
Sounds. Right. Next up, the best song of this whole fucking thing. we're gonna cover.
Absolutely. Just put it up there right now, Liam.
Slapper. It's What If You Were Right First Time. One of their best B-sides.
The fact
It is
that
so good.
this song was not on a studio album, was not a single, is criminal.
I mean, I can sort of see it not being on the album because it is very.
Nah.
Okay.
Needs to be.
No.
Well, Matt Helders famously hates The Bad Thing.
Oh, he's not wrong.
And I think he wanted this to be on the album instead. Because they've never played The Bad Thing live. But I just fucking love this. I say it all the time. There's a version of it in Barcelona. Oh, heavens above, the Agile
Heavy.
Beast is on form.
Yeah. That whole build-up section in this song is unreal.
This is genuinely my top 5 at a push Arctic Monkey songs. Oh, Liam, he's such a whore.
I'm genuinely scared to speak out. Is this a safe
Just tell us
space?
your thought.
I don't really rate this song that much at all. I don't.
The less from you, the better.
I don't know. I mean, you're gonna hear spoilers. This isn't my favorite era of B-sides, by a stretch. And so I don't really find myself coming back to a lot of these very often. Particularly this one, I suppose. And I kind of felt like when I was listening to it today, like I was listening to it for the first time. It definitely was not. I 100% have heard this many times, but like that's how like little I'd ever think to come back to it. And it just doesn't do it for me. And The Bad Thing is a better song.
Absolutely not.
No, it is not.
100%. I think The Bad Thing's a great
no.
song.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
So good. So I would put this in B. So we're taking that down to an A. Is that what house works?
I feel like how me or you is going to have to use a card here.
Are you gonna use
I
a
don't
card?
think I don't think I've ever used a card, and I am prepared to use a card for this.
I think. Go on. Go on.
I mean, that feels so wrong. I just don't.
Nope.
There must be nostalgia playing a big part
Nope.
of that.
Nope.
I don't
Nope.
know what's so great
It's just a
about it.
fucking great song. Just so heavy, man. So
Yeah, it doesn't
heavy.
mean it's good.
It sounds great. It is in this case.
That refrain, where Helders is doing the drum fill over and over, and then it just unleashes a cacophony of sound into the final chorus, is unbelievable. And if you haven't watched that Barcelona live version, go and do it, and your opinion will change.
Also, it's one of those sort of rare Arctic Monkeys songs early on where there's like harmony with the vocals going on as well, like in the beginning part. It just, yeah.
I mean, I think there are good aspects of the song that I think are very good. I just don't think the song's very good. Is my issue. But let's move on, and we're going on to the Frame Tour. We are doing the streaming version and not the 7-inch single order.
On Apple
Got
Music, it's the other way around.
Oh, is it
Yeah.
Matador first?
Yep.
That's such sluts.
As it should be.
So why? They're so cheeky, aren't they?
We'll do the tour frame or frame tour, whatever. This one features Miles Kane, does it not? On guitar.
Does it?
It does
It does,
sound
unless
like
that's
a
just the
Miles
live,
Kane
the live version. But I really like the lyrics to this. Some of my favourite lyrics he's written.
guitar. Yeah.
The bass line is very nice as well. It's very like bouncy.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
It feels
I-
strangely
I
like
feel
a sorry to interrupt, but it feels
Please do.
strangely like a what do people say B-side, like one of the ones we covered last time. I feel like it'd fit in over that way. And I don't know. I felt like I had a further point to that, but I can't think what it is. But yeah, I agree with your point. I think the bass is really good. The lyrics are great in this one. It's just I think what I was trying to say is it's not the style of Arctic Monkey song that I feel myself coming back to a lot, but I still think it's a great song, and I'd probably put it in an A.
I'd probably put it in A as well.
I'm happy with an A.
That was
Okay.
easy, wasn't it? Fair
It
play,
was certainly. Now we've got Matador.
I always find the
I've
intro
really-
stuff strange because it's like Hellcat Spangled.
Okay. I've really not listened to this in a long time, so I'm currently having to remind myself. There's interesting parts. I mean, it's not technically an instrumental, but I always see this as an instrumental,
Mhm.
and it's probably one of the best instrumentals they've done, even though it's not
Yeah.
strictly. But yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one. I can do without it.
I
Although
enjoy it.
after the lyrics stop and that heavier bass comes in, that's nice.
I think it does what it can, and it does it well. I mean, I don't know where it should go. I would be between a B and a C if we're being.
I'd say B. I wouldn't put it as C.
Yeah, if I was being strict, but I don't really see why I should be strict because they're one of my favorite bands.
I actually really do like this, but I would never ever think to put on. But like compared to like Chun-Li Flying Bird Kick, which is
Show us your special move.
which is the instrumental one, isn't it? Please. I'm
Yes,
not
it
wrong
is.
in saying that one.
Yes, yeah.
Don't yeah, okay. Much better. Much better.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly like much better. They're much more progressed at this point to create an instrumental song and keep it interesting with many different parts and different elements and stuff. So like I do think it's a pretty good tune. But what were the ratings standing at? What we're looking at?
B.
About a B? Yeah. Yeah, B.
And now, depending on which way you look at it, arguably the best set of B-sides for a single that was released, or most consistent. It's the Fluorescent Adolescent B-sides. We've got The Bakery. Beautiful track.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. The riff, great. The lyrics, otherworldly.
Gorgeous.
And my time with it, fantastic.
Absolutely. Vivid imagery within the lyrics. It's wonderful. I think this was really, obviously the lyricism within the first album is fantastic, but I think there's more sincerity within the lyrics, which I think,
Yes.
This guy.
which has, gone, Cornerstone, for example. Maybe we wouldn't have had
You're stumbling now.
maybe we wouldn't have had a Cornerstone without this track.
I think it's fair, yeah.
And I think it's very underrated.
Yeah, I would agree with the underrated.
Even by
Okay,
myself
good.
sometimes. Because I always enjoy it more than what I expect to when I put it on.
Do you know what, guys? I agree wholeheartedly, and I think you spot on there, Carl, that this is you very much see that first album lyricism and world building with the maturity and kind of humility of the second album. Getting older and where they led,
Funny.
and
Sorry.
I think you're spot on. There's a through road. There's definitely a through road to Cornerstone for this tune. I think it's lovely. I think it's Turner at his best. The guy Turner.
I won't say it's best.
Well,
It's up there.
yeah. I mean, it's on full display, I suppose. Do you know what I mean?
Full frontal.
It's kind of
were you gonna say
this is
Slapper?
how I like him. Is kind of I think what I mean is this is the stuff I like from him.
Sincerity. Slapper, are we saying?
I'd probably say more an A than a slapper.
Okay.
Don't put it
Why
on
is
me,
it
Jan.
you?
What are you saying?
I've already
Well,
said.
he's obviously saying
slapper.
slapper.
Okay, well I'll go slapper.
Oh yeah, happy days.
I mean, fair. I'm happy with that.
Next up, we've got Plastic Tramp. I really like the chorus in this, and it's interesting to have a heavy one between the two very soft songs on the B-sides.
This one's got to be a Miles Kane riff.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. On the credits, it doesn't have him on there, but it's so Miles Kane, it's unreal. But as you mentioned it, great riff.
I've never thought about that, but as you say it, it's so Miles Kane. It's impressive how Miles Kane it is.
Love the lyrics in this. There's a lot that he has to fit in quite quickly, but they're great.
Absolutely.
And the sort of middle 8 bit, the "and I am baffled by how you sound there soaking it in," blah, 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 blah. That bit, great, love that. I'd probably say A on a good day, slaps.
I couldn't agree more with that. But I'll put it in A right now.
Yeah.
A.
There we go, lovely. Too Much to Ask, the final B-side from this single. Now, boys.
Yes, put it up there.
Yeah.
Now.
Got to
No
be.
arguments. There's no arguments.
Got to be a slapper. Some of the best lyrics he's written. I mean, the closing lyrics to this. It just hit me. We can't go back to the chest touching on the back. Beautiful. Al, you're tearing me apart here, fella.
This is probably his best.
Yeah. I'd love to know how near this was written to Humbug. Obviously, I know there was the Puppets album between this and Humbug. But this, you could definitely see where they were going, even in terms of musicality, kind of. It's not as heavy, obviously, as most of the Humbug stuff. But it just seems so different.
There's definitely some guitar lines and bass and stuff that feel very Humbug.
Yeah. I fucking love this track.
Yeah.
This is my favourite of this lot, 100%. And it's well up there for all Hot Monkeys tracks. On some days, I think I have thought in the past this is my favourite Hot Monkeys song at points.
I mean, I can fully
I'm not
back
going to
that.
argue with you.
So
just not.
It's a heavy slapper. It's a heavy slapper.
And now we're going rapidly downhill.
Oh boy.
To Teddy Pick a B-side, starting off with Bad Woman, which go on, give us facts about this, Carl. I'm sure you're ready.
No.
Matt tried his best. That's the fact.
I quite like Richard Hawley, but the track itself doesn't really do it for me.
Is this a cover?
Oh, it is.
I was
That'll be
expecting you to give me
Yeah.
facts here, and you didn't. So thanks for that.
Sorry. Bear with me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Da-da.
Patrick
Yeah.
Sisyphus.
I'll tell you what.
Love him.
I bet people listening are sick of us.
This guy.
Yeah,
This guy. Someone says there, what an overlooked AM track. Yeah, for very good reason. I do not like Richard Hawley's voice. I'm not gonna lie.
It was Pat Farrell and the Believers, the original.
I believe I do not like the song.
I
I don't hate Richard Hawley's voice. I think it works well within the context of the song. I just don't really like the song.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like Richard Hawley, so he's got some lovely songs. But this I mean, we'll get to it with the A and B sides, but I'm not mad on you and I either.
That's not AM. That's Suck It and See.
Oh, it is. That's what I meant.
But like,
sorry.
I mean, it's the on ramp to that badness, isn't it? I really.
Let's not have too much
Let's
talk
not
about
say that.
ramps.
But yeah, I don't like I don't like his voice. The way he says "imagine thing," oh, really hates it. It really gets on my nerves.
Let's do nothing.
I'd put this in D personally.
Whoa!
Yeah,
I would say
it's not
C.
It's a C.
I would say C.
Okay, I'll put it in C then.
Next up, death ramps, and I mean, if you want to say what you just said, Liam, I wouldn't argue with you.
Well, I got it's easy.
Nothing more to be said.
Boring.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
Extremely boring.
Carl, do you agree or not?
I wouldn't put it in D. I'd put it in C, but I mean,
Well,
it's neither here nor there, is it?
It is. Nettles, the final track to cover here. I love this song.
yes.
I really do like it. It's in your face, fast. Other cool words to use in a situation like this.
Speedy.
Yes.
Rapido.
And there are enough different sections to keep it interesting. It makes it feel slightly longer than it actually is.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
So I'm going to say A on a great day, Slapper, but right now A.
Back in the day, I'd have had this in Slapper, no doubt, but I
No
just
doubt.
I don't know. Again, I feel like I've kind of outgrown it a little bit, but just from how much I loved it. So we'll go with A, because it is still a stonker.
Carl, I shared all those words with you. Everything you said, imagine I said it.
Okay.
But I probably would have said it better. So that's it. That's how we're looking. I mean, from that, it looks like Fluorescent Adolescent is the best EP. That's, I mean, it's true. It's true. Teddy Picker's worst. And the rest are there.
Bang average.
Bang. Average.
Next time, Bang Average is not on the menu.
No.
No
As it
way.
will
be
I'm
tackling the
certainly right
whole
there.
B-sides. Yeah, baby.
Very much looking forward to that.
Baby. Few, but it does not matter.
Quality, not quantity.
Exactly.
I'll
Heath
wear
Montana.
me double denim and I'll do my hair in a side part.
Oi, I'll wear denim as well. Let's still do it.
We're going to do side partings as well. I am growing my hair out,
I
so
haven't got
yeah,
something.
maybe next time we.
Are you actually? Because you say that you could grow your hair out and then you bottle it.
Can you not see?
Oh, I know,
You
but
don't see how
yeah,
long it is.
are you gonna bottle it?
Are you going to bottle it? No, I'm going to consistently grow it.
What can I wear on my head though?
Don't know. You can start by taking the dick off it though. Dickhead, do you have it? Goodbye, everyone.
Sorry, I think I cut out. I think I cut out there. Yeah, we'll end it there. Okay, yep. Okay.